As you can see, when you start up ArchiCAD, this is basically what you're going to see here on the screen. We've got basically a drawing area here, and around the drawing area we have various palettes, and these palettes can be moved across the screen if you want and docked from one side to the other. But I generally recommend when you first start out, just leave things as you see them. That way when you start up the videos, everything will kind of match here. Basically these are all palettes here except for this one at the top. This one right up at the top here, actually there's two of them here. These two are toolbars. They are not palettes. So if I go up here, notice all these tools up here. If I click here and it disappears, we can no longer see it. I remember that this is actually called the standard toolbar. So if I go into Window, Toolbars, and then go click on Standard, it brings it back. So again, we go into Window, Toolbars, and you can see there's many different toolbars, and the only two really that by default come up are the Mini Navigator, which are these guys up here, and the Standard toolbar, which are these guys right across here. So all the other guys down in here are palettes, so we go Window, Palettes, and you can see everything with the checkbox next to it. The toolbox is this one over here. The info box is going to be this one right here, and you got to be aware that the info box, depending on what tool is selected over here in the toolbox, changes. So notice this up here is changing depending on what tool I have selected. And let's go back. Palettes, Navigator, that's an important one. That's this one over here. We can no longer see it, so let's go Window, Palettes, and go into Navigator. You can see that it brings it back. And last of all, we have a status bar down here, and this is basically going to give us hints. It says, notice it says enter first corner of rotated rectangular slab, and that's just because we're in the slab tool. If we go over here to the wall tool, it's going to say enter first node of wall. And we'll talk about walls here in a second. But this is basically what you're going to see. It's important to know the toolbox on the left here, the info box up here, the standard toolbar I should say up here, and this is sort of a Mini Navigator toolbar up here, and this is a menu bar right up here at the top. We can't really turn that off, and it's important to know this one over here to the right. It is the Navigator. So again, standard toolbar, toolbox, drawing area inside of here, our info box, and our Navigator. And our Navigator over here is going to allow us to navigate between floors and elevations and different views. So that's the basic user interface of ArchiCAD 14.